Welcome back to the show, everybody. The most dangerous hands in all the multiverse. Well, in this case, the morphin grid or loose. I get my wish. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Trailer leaked earlier this morning, and it just seems like it's just Legacy Wars as an actual fighting game, because we had this discussion a couple of videos about Legacy Wars ago after, I had a month with the Street Fighter characters and things like that. Kind of sad that they were gone, but I wasn't paying money for characters. I got Ryu and Guile, and I don't even play them. It'd have been dope if I'd have been able to get Ryu Ranger, but like when he was on his way out, like pay us $8, and I'm just like, boom! No. There are a lot of things that I am not going to do, and I'm starting to get there and let it die. Just a small tad because of how the missus has been playing and how paying for things in free-to-play games sometimes makes things easier. The same thing with her and Neverwinter, but that's another conversation. The point is that you've really gotta give me a legitimate reason to put some money into your video game and to play as a character that y'all easily could have kept around that's there, but you can't get them no more. Equally kind of shady, but that's besides the point. The one thing, knowing what Battle for the Grid is that it's going to solve my legitimate problem about how Legacy War actually functions as a fighting game. And this is someone who plays fighting games a whole bunch, studies them to a degree, could have a doctorate in this some bitch. If there was a doctorate for fighting games, I'd be that doctor. There are a couple of other fighting game doctors, but they are not me, but I love those people anyway. Here's the thing. Legacy Wars and understanding what it is and how it is and why it's supposed to be that is that there are a lot of things that work in Legacy Wars that will not work in a fighting game. Especially the part where you're getting hit and then in the middle of a combo you can block it and then completely like stun lock your opponent, and it's like, no. The rock, paper, scissors thing works perfectly fine if you actually understand how rock, paper, scissors works in that instance. It's a thing that works real well, but blocks are weird. It's like, and I made this example. If that blocks are cool, but it's like, but the thing is that how blocks function or how zeros function in Chain of Memories. If anyone has ever played that game, you should. And I'm talking about the GBA version. I ain't talking about the PS2 version, the remakes on PS3. No, I'm talking about the original GBA version. Crack cocaine. How Zero sit up here and cancel everything out. And that's weirdly how blocks work. But I shouldn't be able to press block in the middle of a string of combos that are happening to you. That's more of something they need to introduce as a burst in that game. But I'm hoping that Battle for the Grid really solved these problems as a legitimate fighting game. Because the thing we don't know is, what the hell is it? The only thing I know is, there's a fighting game based off this mobile game, which is a thing that makes sense, but not being able to see it and not being able to analyze it, and all I have are my thoughts about this mobile game that I kind of like every now and then. But in that, if I'm going to sit up here and say that while it's on my mind, the game got to a point where I was getting demolished. Like, everything was fair, and when I lose, I kind of felt like, yeah, I was stupid, and I didn't hold that L. But when you got people who done sank money into this game, when you get killed in one combo and there's nothing you can do, yeah, bro, you spend some money in this game. And for real, and I said this the last time I talked about it, I have watched videos of people literally spending hundreds of dollars and making that YouTube content, and I'm just kind of like, no. I'm not sorry for that, but I understand. Hashtag everything is content. Shout out to the folks over at Critical Role. But for real, I understand that's how you do, but I wish my pockets were that deep that I could make content about me spending money on a free-to-play game. And it's not just Legacy Wars. It's every mobile game that I know has somebody who sit up here who is super land well, and it's just like, yo, technically you making the money back because you got stands watching your stuff, so they supporting your crack habit, and then you sitting up here snorting the crack so you can get more crack. People support you. It's this weird web of what the fuck. But it's okay. It's okay. I don't judge you. I just sometimes wish I was you, because I take that same $1,000 and I pay some fucking bills with the shit. But that's just Uncle Triple, handling dope real life shit. Let me get comfortable. Congregation, how y'all doing? They good. So, I want to watch this trailer. I want to see what's up with this because I know how long it is, so I know it's not going to be a lot. But I'm hoping to get something out of this to try to figure out like what this is or it's supposed to be. And I'm kind of thinking about maybe hitting y'all in because I talked about a long time ago. I had an idea about a fighting game involving technically this adjacent, but maybe we'll talk about that if you're lucky. Right now, though, right at this very moment, bring me super duper motherfucking magic box! Super duper motherfucking magic box. Huh? Super duper motherfucking magic box was kind of weird. Oh, that's because of the video. Oh, I see. Oh, I see that. Oh, no, you're not supposed to see any of that. No, you're totally not supposed to see that. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see what that did. Not a damn thing. Probably because, this trailer is leaked and blah, 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 so I ain't gonna mess with it. It is what it is. We just gonna rock it just like this. Because this is live motherfucking television, bitches. So this is what you do. You learn and you adapt and you evolve, motherfuckers. That's what you do. When things don't go quite the way you think you did. But yo, we are going to watch this Battle for the Grid trailer. We finna see what's up. Some expert fighting game analysis from an expert fighting game player, because I can help you with that. And we'll do what it is that we do. So, now activating Saban's Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. .exe. Okay, I recognize that. You know what I'm saying? Red Ranger power. Okay, that boy Young Jason. Of course, it's Thomas O.G. Oliver, Tommy Oliver mode. Like, punch him. It's Gia Moran. You know what I'm saying? Okay, assist attack. We on this Marvel shit right now. It's coming on anything that's a video game system. It's even coming on a Soldier game, or maybe not. Yep. Yeah, him. I know people got their feelings about him or whatever, but he put it in though.
Pre-order now to get the exclusive Green Ranger V2 skin.
Okay. Pre-order your video game. Okay. I'm like, that's kind of dope. I actually had this character in Legacy Wars. He's pretty decent. He's not as leveled up as my OG Tommy Oliver, but I want to get Lord Draken. I played as him during one of those, you can play as the character to see how it is to convince you to buy a thing. But it's the thing. So, let's see. I have to press a magic button on Super Duper Motherfucking Magic Box. I think it's that one. Super telling. Because I want to scroll back through this really quickly. So, we have assist attacks. I really think that this is important to really focus on because at least we kind of know what this could possibly be. Now, given that these are assist attacks, right? We don't quite know if this is just one-on-one and you got a couple of assists. We don't know if this is 2-on-2 and your partner character can be an assist, or if we talking 3-on-3. Because the mobile game is a 3-on-3 affair to start with, right? So there are many things that you could really do with this depending on how ultimately you want to approach this. Now, in this instance, I'm trying to think of a fighting game that, because I don't really think there is a fighting game that I can think of off the top of my head that actually does variable teams with or without assists. Actually, you know what? I can think of one, weirdly enough. That game is Marvel vs. Capcom EX Edition on PS1. Because in that game, you get the option of choosing either to have an assist or to have a second character that don't actually come out, but only comes out in variable tags and duo team hypers and things like that. So technically, that's about the best you can get. You get with variable fighters, then of course you got to shout out Skullgirls in that matter and things like that. But not a game that would let you legitimately choose between variable teams and variable assists. This leads into that thing I wanted to just discuss with you guys. That dream fighting game I had about Power Rangers adjacent. About a fighting game that combined a whole bunch of Japanese heroes. Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, just put them all in there. Anything with Shotaro Ishimori's name on it, put them in there. And the way it will work, it will be a variable tag game. Where, for example, and I'm just gonna put this out as a single example of the thing that I thought of. Let me see, because I'm trying to think of a character who I could really fit this around. Because I have a couple of examples, but I need one for those who follow the Japanese side of things, who understand what it is that I'm. You know what? You know what? Let's keep it to the characters on the screen. Let's keep it to the character to our right, Jason Lee Scott. Right now, let's say that on the character select screen of my fighting game that has all these heroes in it, you select Jason, and he is your lead character, right? Depending on how you want to assist, that you can select up to 3 characters, and depending on how you select any character that's joining with Jason, they can either be an assist character or they can be what's called a special variable character. And a special variable character would give your player character like an enhancement of some sort. So let's say we pick character on the left, Tommy Oliver mode, right? In that, Jason would get a boost to his offense and defense because he would get the dragon shield around him, and then you can do that, and you could also just for whatever you could select Zack in that, and he would also get the dragon armor, and then depending on who you select as his third assist or things like that, it can variably change like the way the character looks, their the special attacks they may possibly have and things like that. And I always thought about that in a way like that. But I have a Super Sentai example I really want to use. I do. My boy Bon Akaza, right? Let's say in the Japanese version you select Bon, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, say on regardless of how you select Hoji would give Bon an assist where he would do something that he would do a different assist attack, or that he would power up Bon or anyway, and you would be able to select this as either as an assist character or as a variable assist character or the special assist character, things like that. Let's say you select OG Doggy Kruger, right? You also would get in there, as far as those other options, an option that gives Bon the D-Vega sword, right? That instead of having Doggy on assist, Bon would get the D-Vega sword, and it would like alter his normals and things like that. And there are many things that you could legitimately do, especially when you're talking about the history of Tokusatsu and the characters you can put in there, and the kind of assist attacks you can have, variable assist, special assist, all that type of stuff. And that was kind of like my idea of what that fighting game would be. I don't really think this would be that, but I really think that, highlighting 2 examples, one from Power Rangers and one from Super Sentai, like, you could get Kamen Rider with it if you wanted to. Like, let's say let's take somebody that I know we can do. My hero, the deliverer of these L's, Honore D. Kado, right? Because now, spoiler alert for anybody who isn't watching Zio, our boy Honore D. Kado has the Neo Deca driver, right? So say that in an instance of that same fighting game, that his second assist character, we'll go with this because I think it's a pertinent example of double, right? So say he selects double. In this instance, that you would have a couple of variables, is given like movies that they could take away from, that you would get a different hyper, or like a different duo team hyper, that if you use the 2 of them, that you, instead of getting like the normal attack, you would get like the triple extreme or something, or that during a combo is that he can transform into double, because that's a thing he can do, and all the myriad of things he can do because he has all of those links to all of the all of the Heisei riders and stuff like that. That would be dope as hell. But that's just a couple of examples. And if you think really hard to like special movies where like Ultraman crossed over with Kamen Rider and all the dumb stuff that happens within Tokusatsu, you can think of a whole lot of things. Like, for example, here's another one I just thought of. Forze, right? Forza and Azuna Man, right? Do you know they clicked up in a movie? Like they give you a special boost attack. Like when you sit up here and you match up characters, like the thing that I wished more attack fighters would do. The thing that to this day, and I've said this on 50 million videos, the thing that makes me look at Neo Geo Battle Coliseum as a great and wonderful game, but because they didn't fully go in on D-Assaults and all the possibilities that you could do things with, that makes it a great game but a flawed game. The same thing with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, that they really had a legitimate chance to really go all in on the team up and didn't in a way that would make sense. Yeah, feel the way you want to feel about gems and DLC on the disc or whatever, but that game had a whole lot to offer if they would have delved into it more and really took the tag part of it really seriously. But that's what I want to say. That I'm glad we stopped right here. I'm like, the Green Ranger got a Hadouken. That's news. So you gotta wonder now. Here's your question. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this disappear. We've used this as an example enough. So I'm gonna do that. So, what type of fighting game are we talking about? Given we are in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2019, right? 49 years, right? After the devil Jesus, you gotta wonder, what kind of fighting game is this gonna be? Is this some easy operation shit? Or are we talking like quarter circle forwards? Or are we talking mashing buttons? Because the thing is, all of these things are viable. Dragon Ball FighterZ has made pressing a whole bunch of buttons in a row a viable fighting game tactic that makes the game work. And then you have the underlying things that make it so beautiful to look at high level. You could really go with that. I'm like, I don't know if you really want to go normal command, normal special move in a game like this that is being targeted. And I'm just saying targeted because it is a fighting game. It's a fighting game that, as much as this may be for me the fighting game connoisseur and the scientist that I am in the study of fighting games, this is a show made for children. So we get things like Kamen Rider Climax Hero, which I have covered in depth, and people that took that ball and ran with it in ways that I appreciated. Shout out to Sleep Mode if you ever hear this. I appreciate what you've done with it. It's like I did a lot with it, but you took that ball, you and your homie doing your thing. Nothing but love and respect for what you do. Is that there's death everywhere, and it's wondering what type of death will this have as a fighting game, because that's what matters. That's the small problem people had with Blade Strangers. That it was a game that easily was into, but it didn't really have a lot of substance. Some tournament footage that I've watched of the game will say different, but different strokes for different folks, because different strokes will rule the world, or whatever. So there's that. So you really have to wonder. And it's like, and the thing is, I want to give the game the chance to really stand on its own 2 feet to be whatever it is it's going to be, because I'm down with whatever this is, because again, I enjoy Legacy Wars when I do play it, and I just log in every day, do my stuff, handle my stuff with my alliance on the weekend, and go about my business otherwise. I'm still playing Injustice right now, and it's like, as a mobile fighting game, for the simplistic nature of what it is, but getting into the whole, we want you to buy stuff in our free-to-play mobile app. It's like, man, no. Just, no, I can't do it. I don't really see myself purchasing something in an app that I can get for free, especially when I know what my goals are. I'm like, with Mortal Kombat 11 coming out, I got to get ready to get on MKX mobile. So I'm trying to hurry up and unlock Prison Superman and Batman so I can just put that over in the corner and go about my business, because it is what it is. But ain't nothing wrong with spending money on things you love, but it's just the predatory nature of it that just kind of grinds my gears a little bit. But that's just me. And how I feel about it, right? But regardless of the point, speaking of that, that's my other question. If this is, and it is related to Legacy Wars, is that will this game be able to link up with the other? Because that will be a kind of a dope way to really get people to play the mobile game. Because when I remember, like, but way before the Street Fighter characters came out, and I started to get into it. Was I remember I saw it and I looked at that one like hella sideways. I'm just kind of like, no, totally not. But see, I should have been more open-minded and gave the game a chance. And I did, and I enjoy it for what it is. It's just that I've gotten to a point in the game where you know, making it rain them buckets. Kogu ray, make it rain, and you making it rain on your character, and your character killed me in one combo. I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad that you chose to spend your money on that. Loan your homeboy a couple stacks so I can get these bills together, give me a new whip, and get some things up in here so I can make better content for the internet. Please? You know what I'm saying? Support me on Patreon and every way if you can give me money. I have a PA, blah, 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 blah. No. Hit that. No. Just no. Just totally no. I'm going to give this game the chance that it deserves. While I sit up here and wait for things that may never happen. Okay, where's that list of things that I don't think are going to happen? Let me pull that out real quick. Okay, there's that list of things that may not happen. An actual legal way to play games like Demon Bride and Power Instinct 5, for example. Well, I don't know if Atlas really gives a damn that Persona 4 Arena Ultra Suplexo had a 2.0 release. It would be kind of dope if you released that on PS4. My nigga was really good. What else? Well, there's a version of me that lived in an alternate universe where Capcom Fighting All-Stars is a real thing, and he really loves it. They had like 4 sequels. It's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Let's just put that back. I'm just gonna throw that over there. But yeah, those are just some mere. Oh wait, hold up. Wait, there was another thing on that list. N.I. Parker felt to play that legally on something that would be kind of dope as fuck. Period. Also, off X for some reason. P.S. You're listening to me reading this list that doesn't exist to you, but I can see it. Go play at Koski BlizzConf, nigga. Okay. Fun with me. Hey, okay. Oh. Tatsunoko versus Capcom 2. Now I'm done with the list. I feel better. I really, really do. I really feel good, man. Shout out to my big brother Daily Rave Neo. He was on the stream today playing Bloody Roar Extreme. I'm like, that felt good. To be more crazy within that stream. Shout out to newchallenger.net. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you should go get in them Discords about them Super Nintendo games, cause you know they got the champion, the TMNT Tournament Fighter Championship Edition with all that work. So go find that Discord. I'm not gonna do the work for you. Go Google that shit. GDSD. Google that shit down, homie. Let me get straightened up, cause it's a little hot in here. We getting hot in here. I might have to take off my shirt. Okay, better. Okay, so. To Indeed So and Indeed Review. I'm going to give this game the chance to do what it's going to do. The only thing that I can hope for, personally, that this game does whatever it is that it's going to do and just be a great fighting game. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. I'm like, people was in the comments because I made that dumb mistake of making a comment. It looked like a mobile game. Well, it is based off a mobile game. Genius. So, yeah. So it's good to see that these assets are getting work and things like that. I wonder if the Street Fighter characters going to be in it. That would be kind of dope if they could get them in. That would be kind of sick. Because that would be kind of sick. So, but it'll be good. I'm like I said, the other thing that I hope that this link up to the mobile game, because this would be a nice way to be able to unlock characters that you can't yet, things like that. Like characters you got to build all the way up for or buy or things like that. But we'll see. We will see. Regardless of all of that, children, we've got more shows for you. I can only ask one thing from each and every one of you. That's sit back, that's relax, and stay tuned. You know who I am. I'm the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And you are live right here on Team JRF TV. And of course, we have got more show for you. And we have it. And I mean we do. We got it. We got it just for you. Right after these commercial messages. There was one another thing I did forget to mention, now that I think about it, is on my head before we get up out of here, on my uncle from Jackie Chan. My one more thing. Think about this for a second. Think about the history of Power Rangers and fighting games. You got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Sega Genesis. You got the Fighting Edition on Super Nintendo, which is the precursor to Gundam Wing Endless Duel, one of the best Super Nintendo fighting games in general, period. And then after that, Power Rangers fighting games kind of filter off because the rest of the games were just weird cash grabs that really made no sense. There were a lot of Super Sentai games, and I wish they had a Super Sentai Fighter, but they don't. But what games in the Super Sentai series have been middling to very okay, and in some instances, kind of good. But mainly those were those games that came out around when they started making games based off Gokaiger and stuff like that, because they were just action platformers, and it's really hard to get that wrong. So, but then things got really weird when it was yo, let's celebrate the 40th anniversary of Super Sentai. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a cube game because, that was a thing. Zoodra had a cube puzzle game, and I played it once, and I was utterly confused, not only because my Japanese is middling and limited, but the game was just fucking stupid. So, there's that. Kamen Rider has done better on the side of having great fighting games. Like what? We talked about Kamen Rider. We talked about Kamen Rider Climax Heroes. I'm hearing wonderful things about Climax Scramble right now, because that game just got blessed with the boy, because I can do whatever I like. I'm whitewashed. Right, you ooze down in L. Yeah. So yeah, I need to get on that. I'm being told by people I need to get on that, and I should. It's $60 the last time I checked, so I should just go ahead and get it, but I'm waiting to do something with it. But we'll get to that. But regardless, the history of tokusatsu and fighting games and, things of that nature, I'm adjacent. If we're going to talk about it, I forget the exact name of that Godzilla game on Super Nintendo. That's a fighting game. That game is secretly really good. I didn't know if you knew that, but that game is secretly really good. Because it functions properly as a fighting game, and that's really all you can ask for when it comes to Super Nintendo games. I am so happy to know that Sailor Moon S is getting played. It took y'all a year after I made that video, and everything I knew about the game was outdated because some lab heads really got in there and really figured it out, because the only information I had about Sailor Moon S was all of the tournament footage I spent a decade watching. So, okay, we do what we can. But yo, Tokusatsu and Tokusatsu adjacent is some really good stuff in there. If we really finna go Tokusatsu adjacent, just so I can say this, just for the one time, Gundam Battle Assault 2 and Gundam Seed Destiny. Yeah, that and Gundam Wing Endless Duel. So I don't forget that those three games are games you should experience. Gundam Battle Assault 2 should be on the top of that list. And then if you want to delve further into Battle Assault, into Gundam Seed Destiny, you should. Endless Duel is a definite must play. And then if you want to get a little deeper, Battle Assault 3 featuring Gundam Seed is really good too. And there are a lot of games even adjacent off that are really great fighting games. And you're probably wondering why you ain't talking about Extreme Versus? Because technically those aren't fighting games. I don't really know how to really classify them as games. Let's just call them Gundam combat games. Somebody come up with something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know how we got onto into this on this one more thing stuff, but there's really a lot when it comes to Tokusatsu, Tokujatsu adjacent, and really Tokusatsu adjacent. But there are great games in that swath. Great games that are fighters or fighter adjacent, depending on how you want to do it. But you should explore those sometimes. You really, definitely should. You should do that. I really would appreciate it if you would. Give yourself a chance. Give games. No, I'm not going to do that. But look, regardless of all that, we got one show for you. I gave you a little bit, gave you the hustle. It's some other games in there that I hinted towards. Mainly when I talk about Battle Assault 3, quote, hint, hint, the game that it's actually based off of. Your homework assignment is to find out what game that is. It's on the PS2. Your homework assignment is to find out what game that is and report back to me. Let me know what game that is that's based off Gun of Battle Assault 3. Internet cookie for first person who finds it. But look, we got more show for you, because we've actually got more show for you, literally, for real. Like, seriously, no bullshit, more show for you. So, y'all gonna scatter. We'll be right back, and we will do it right after these.